What would you say was the condition of Paine when you arrived?
Well, first of all, Paine was a very beautiful campus. It had buildings that were, many of them represented another era in terms of their geography. They were well maintained on the outside. There were some buildings, or many buildings, that needed to be upgraded somewhere, but they were well maintained outside. They gave a nice presentation. The grounds, there was a wide lawn inner campus, grass cut beautifully. The condition was the enrollment was lowish, the endowment was very low. The mode of the college was sort of tradition bound to an earlier time, and it did not seem to engage much with the wider higher ed and higher ed related communities. It also had never seen a female president before.
What was that like?
Well, they knew I was female when they hired me, but they were a little surprised when I came that I was female. Not exactly, but it took some adjustment because, many people just reaffirmed it and came and told me they were glad I was here and what could they do to help. And many people had just not had a female boss. And in that sort of small, private environment, the president was the boss. I don't know that in some places wider, larger, or even there now, if the president is the boss, although I think it still is. So that took some adjusting. Again, I think because I moved a lot in my life, first as a child, and then even when I was married, we lived several places, going several places. Movement and being an outsider was not new to me. And it was a beautiful place to be.
What would you call your most significant achievements there at Paine College?
At Paine. Clearly, I was a maybe the word is cultural change agent. I was a change agent. And by that, I don't mean I changed being a historically black. I don't mean that culture. But I thought, and still think, that the students, I forgot a very important thing. This Board of Trustees told me, particularly the chair, we need to upgrade and change student life. It needs to be invigorated. That's my thing, I thought. So one of my most significant achievements is the change of the environment for students and the way students were trained to look at themselves. We went from being fairly local to training students by experience and by affirmation to think worldwide, to apply to graduate school, not just the few that we knew. Now I have to back up. There have always been alumni at Paine College who went far to get their degree. So I'm not saying that never happened. I'm saying that the culture now was, you have to apply to graduate school, you have to be ready, and yes, you should apply to Purdue, and yes, you should go up there to Boston for that internship. And you should go to Namibia because we have this project where you can now go and spend a semester or 2 months. We want you to go to a foreign country, which one you want to go to. So we sent students to Brazil. And I say we sent, I mean we applied for grants to support this. They went to Brazil, they went to Namibia, somebody went to China. And in many cases, these were people who hadn't been to DC.